From as young as I can remember, I was always taught to share. We are told that learning to share is good. Sharing is a vital life skill that teaches about compromise and fairness. Though I have to say, it may have taken some time, particularly with my older sisters. As a 5-year-old, I would have pretty much agreed that sharing is a very good thing. Now play that forward a decade and I'm really not so sure. I'm getting way too much of the sharing. I get to see what someone has for breakfast, what their new tidy closet looks like, and what they are putting in their pencil case. I don't really want or need to know all this, so I have to tell you now that I'm completely over the oversharing. Much has already been said about the dangers of social media and cyber safety, so my point today is not about what we share, but how much. Did you know that 95 million photos are shared on Instagram per day? And that's just one social media platform. So when did we start thinking that every little thing we did was so interesting and important to the world that we needed to post it on our story? What I just don't get is that if you were having this great time, would you really interrupt it by posing for that perfect shot to post? Let me give you an example. I want a dog. This isn't just I'd quite like a dog situation. This is way more desperate than that. I particularly love border collies. I can hear my mum now, border collies are too much work. I'm sure you feel my pain. Imagine my delight when I discovered a cafe in Brisbane called the Collie Cafe, which has cuddling sessions with 7-week-old border collie puppies. Oh my goodness. So you get 15 minutes cuddling, and I was not going to waste 1 second of that getting my phone out. So you get my point, right? If something is so much fun, just have fun. When did we become so self-obsessed and vain? We create these edited and inflated versions of ourselves by posting only the good things, only the things we want people to see. This online identity isn't necessarily real. It is a picture we create to keep up appearances. It is basically a performance. This feeds on itself and encourages vanity. What is more concerning is that we seem to be proud of our vanity. As Professor of Psychiatry and Behavioural Sciences, Elias Abajaude argues, what used to be thought of as narcissistic, vain, and self-centred is now the guiding norm of society. So the big question is, why do we share them? Many psychologists believe this translates to the need for admiration and validation, possibly rooted in low self-esteem. Many studies have, in fact, shown the main reason teenagers post is to seem interesting and attractive to their peers. That is, to provide bragging status. If this excessive posting is intended to boost self-esteem, then there is a clear need to understand what self-esteem is. The Cambridge English Dictionary offers 2 definitions: belief and confidence in your own ability and value, and respect for yourself. The very definition means we need to look inwards to how we feel about ourselves, not outwards, focusing on short-term meaningless satisfaction. Other research shows that immediately after posting, there is a rush of dopamine to our brains. But what goes up must come down, right? So this rush doesn't last. And there lies the problem. You have to post again to get another rush, which is why this behaviour pattern can become addictive. It can become almost a compulsive behaviour like gambling. Once we base our self-worth on this superficial, often false part of ourselves, we might lose touch with the real us and real fulfilment. While don't get me wrong, we all like to receive a compliment, wanting the odd one and needing lots are 2 very different things. If our need to find validation from others is so strong, then we need to ask ourselves how happy we really are in our lives. So what's the answer? The 2016 research study, How Many Likes Did I Get from Cornell University, showed that people with a sense of purpose are more likely to be immune to likes, because purposeful people have real things they love about life to keep them emotionally stable. Comparatively, those who feel unfulfilled in the world are more likely to look for short-term fulfillment in the form of likes. Having purpose doesn't necessarily mean you have your life mapped out. It means finding experiences that give yourself a sense of meaning and achievement. So what's the big takeaway from today? The most important thing is realizing our self-esteem does not and absolutely should not come from posts. A strong sense of self-worth in the long term does not come from posting online and receiving instant positive feedback. We are all much more than a number of thumbs ups. If we focus on these, that means we value others' opinions over our own. If we want to develop a healthy sense of self-esteem in the long term, we have to spend time with people who know and care about us. This is good validation that's real. So think about posting just one photo per day. Before you do, stop and ask yourself, why am I posting this? Does this make me or someone I care about happy? And most importantly, just remember, everything you do doesn't need to be seen or shared. Sometimes, just let doing it be enough. Thank you.